live. We are live. And my controller is not controlling. Pardon me? ¿Por qué? Why you know? Why you do this to me? Controller, please. Why are you doing this? Lively stream so far, I'm sure. What is happening? This is so strange. Hey Coco, good to see you. What if I press this button on my controller? My controller seems to have decided to stop getting picked up by my PC. It has ceased connecting, which is very strange. I have not had this problem so far. Also, hello everybody. Good to see you. My name is Vorlex. Thank you for clicking on me. I apologize for the downtime here at the start of stream. But we seem to be having some connectivity issues with this controller. I will troubleshoot that later when I am not live. Instead, I will use my old controller, which I happen to have kept nearby. Hey, there we go. Okay. Let's get situated in the chair. I'm going to mute for this. Okay, here we go. Much better. As usual, folks, I plan on continuing with Pokemon Elite Redux today. We have made it to the abandoned ship and are now making our way through it. We should be able to find Spiritomb and Mega Shedinja here. Those are our primary goals, but I would also like to do every battle here. Apparently, what is this? Debug mode won't be accessible to the public in the future, and some people are upset about it. Well, there we go. Okay. You can find Spiritomb in the wild on Mount Pyre. Yeah, I vaguely recall that. We also, though, like, we picked up a key item some time ago the Odd Keystone, and this thing is typically associated with Spiritomb, and it pointed us to this abandoned ship, or it gave us a clue to come here. So I'm wondering what that's about. If you can find Spiritomb in the wild on Mount Pyre, then why is it bringing us here? I am curious. Oh, this woman has a fairy team. Or starts with fairies, at least. Mega Mawile does not like that one bit. Not even a little. This side quest is a remnant of Inclement Emerald. How cool! I'm excited to see what this does, then. I'm excited to see where this goes. Fortunately, that Gardevoir is part psychic, so Crunch was able to be neutral damage to it, able to take that out in one turn. Now we should be able to Iron Fangs the Florges for super effective damage. And with the help of that Razor Wind, this should take it out. Awesome. Oh. Adorable. So adorable. And so painful. Oh! Oh my gosh. Painful indeed. Mawile, I am so sorry. Sorry for that. Sorry if the mic picked that up. I had to move my mic a little bit. You're missing one thing for this encounter in the dialogue. They mentioned a specific dex number. And I need it for the encounter. Oh, no, it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle, and I completely missed one of the clues. Well, heck. If it's associated with Spiritomb, this is probably the number 108. Lickitung? Because number 108 is associated with Spiritomb, correct? Let's go. Let's go. I have to find Lickitung. What a funny... I mean, I love this reference, number 108. That's really cool for Spiritomb, to associate that with Spiritomb, but the fact that it's Lickitung is hilarious. Where can I find Lickitung? Because I absolutely do not have one yet. Route 118. Okay. I'll have to go back. Oh, well, we're having this problem again. Now that I'm using a previous controller. Oh well, we'll get through it. I'll get through this and troubleshoot my controller for next week. Hello, sir. What do we have in here? It's empty. Cool. You got anything for me, kid? Nothing? Okay. Nope, not that button. This button. What was that? 18. 118. Where is 118? East of Mauville. Okay. Neum. Let's go get a Lickitung. Nope. Heck, nope. This button. There you are. And I take it I need this in my party. Well... Abused it how? Abusing debug mode how? Because that's interesting to me. The idea of abusing debug mode somehow. I am curious. I probably just need this in my party. I probably don't actually need to build this up at all. At least I hope not. It knows explosion. How? Explosion, outburst, that's so funny. Self-destruct. Oh, Lickitung, please. It strikes me like the idea... I'm having a hard time formulating this into words. Elite Redux, in the form that I'm playing it, I understand that there's a competitive aspect to it. Like there's a platform and a value for competitive style battling between players in Pokemon Elite Redux. But the game, the ROM hack, is single player. Therefore, it is up to a single player to make their own experience. To have whatever experience they want to have with Pokemon Elite Redux. That's why I think the difficulty sliders, or difficulty settings, are cool. The difficulty and the level caps, and double battles mode, and permanent megas mode. I really like these. Because they let individual players tailor their own experiences. There's a randomizer built in, if you want to play a randomized run. And that's cool. Debug mode, at least in the way that I see it and that I can think right now. I just might not be thinking correctly, I don't know. I might not be considering every option. But in a single-player game, why should I care if another player uses debug mode? They can have their experience and I can have mine. So I'm curious. I'm curious what is meant by that. Velozil did not have a fun first turn here. Seeing Mega Machamp here is cool though. And it gets one shot by Mega Milotic. Delmise, cool Pokemon. And it has an evolution, I think. In Elite Redux, it becomes a Dreadnought, right? Big heckin' boat. That should be it for this battle. Sailor Duncan. This room needs a key. Storage. Okay, so that needs a storage key. Erp. That guy's not having a good time. Okay, I'll come back here in a bit. That's going to be a dive spot, which I should be able to do now that I have the 7th badge. Hello? I bet there are amazing treasures on board. Unknown. Looking for some of those myself. Oh. What's so funny about having my inner tube aboard the ship? I don't know, kid. What? What is so funny about that? You tell me. Luminion has... what is it? Dazzling? Immunity to priority. Whatever. I wonder if this... I wonder if Take Flight and Crunch with multi-headed will be able to take it out. Multi-headed will finish it off. Awesome. Very cool. Man, I'm ready for the weekend. This week feels like it's taking longer than most weeks. I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm here for it. It happens sometimes. Oh, wow. I don't like that reduced accuracy, but I'm also... Oh. Cool. Get out of here. You overwhelmed me. Are you not going to tell me what's... not going to tell me what's funny about the inner tube? Alright. Dragonair. At level 92, not a Dragonite. Dragonair. Kinda curious. Ah. Okay. So the debug mode thing is potentially an image thing. Is a difficulty ROM hack. The point is to have difficult battles. And if debug mode lets you cheat in a way that removes that difficulty, the overall image of the game might change. It might be seen as not a difficulty ROM hack anymore. I think I can see that. I'm having a hard time reconciling that with my stated perception that if somebody, like, it's a single player game, and yeah, the point is to be difficult, but if someone, I would rather somebody have the opportunity to play the game and have fun with debug mode. But, actually, you know what? You know what? This is kind of funny. I'm realizing how similar that justification is to From Software games. Games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring are hailed as very difficult games. And for years, I've seen conversations online about wanting difficulty settings, and they haven't added them. Huh. I'm gonna have to think more on that. I'm gonna have to think more on that to reconcile how I feel about game difficulty and the potential existence of a debug mode. In general, I tend to feel that more options equals better. You can do a lot with debug mode. Yeah, Here, let me... My experience with debug mode, because I've used it before. I'm clearly not playing on debug mode right now. But I've played it before. I've used it before to check out some of the Pokemon that were made for, like, the monotype champion rewards. I think that's what they were being called. Like the freaky looking Espeon. Espeon's already one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Like, I have an Espeon plush next to my desk right now. So the idea of that freaky looking space Espeon was too cool for me not to check out. But I understand that there's the Monochamp mons, yeah. Cool, thank you for clarifying that. I admit, I also figured out that debug mode can let you walk through walls. I did not know that it had those other features. I think that's cool. I think it's cool those features exist. Oh, that's meant to be Primal Espeon. Oh, how cool. That's so dope, too. However that's implemented is gonna be awesome. I'm excited for that. Not that I feel confident in my ability to legitimately unlock it, but hey, it's still cool. Anyway, very broadly speaking, I tend to feel like more options is better, especially for a single-player game, because my experience is going to be whatever I want it to be. Other people's experience is going to be whatever they want it to be. What does it matter if someone else uses debug mode when I don't? Like, why would it affect me if someone else wants to max out the difficulty in the game and then activate God mode and breeze through it anyway? Like, power to them. If that's the experience they want to have, then they're welcome to have it. Well, like, that doesn't affect me or my experience at all. I'm glad to see them having fun. However, at the same time, if a game is intended, designed, and advertised to be difficult, then we should probably expect difficulty with it. Part of the experience that is advertised and that players are meant to opt into is the experience of struggle. And if using debug mode to bypass all of that struggle means that the intended purpose of the game is entirely subverted, I'm not wholly confident in how I feel about that. What up, Spiritum? Yoink. Yeah, that's a tough This Spiritomb came from throwing the Odd Keystone in the trash, so I name it Trash. That's a rough scenario to reconcile. So is this Spiritomb special at all? Okay. Well, we have it. Dive to get basic Spiritomb as far as we know. Alright. Well, I have it now. I did it. I did the thing. Hello, Micro. Good to see you. Welcome back. Yes. All these doors. I do not at all remember the way to get around these, although I'm sure I'll figure it out. That was the key to room 1. Room 1 is right here. There were 2 shines right here for the key to room 4, and whatever this one was. Bright and shiny, just trash. Is this one room 4? No, it is room 6. Okay. We had that shiny, a key to room 6. Cool. I forget where the other 2 were, so I'm going to go out and come back in. It's here. Remember us talking about... Yes! Yesterday we had more of a conversation about Skullbarus. Okay, I need to see that again. One more time. Okay. This should be room 6. This lets us get to these shinies. Oh. Well. Old sea map. I wonder what that's going to let us do. Okay, key to room 2. There was one more sparkly. I think. Oh, it was right there. Okay. So we got an old sea map and a key to room 2. Room 2 is right here. This gentleman and a scanner. This gentleman should be the Mega Shedinja trainer. Bug catcher question mark. Okay, dude. Shedinja is of course immune to Fake Out, but it is not immune to Crunch as a dark type move. I think though Mega Shedinja, yeah, it's got a different kind of Wonder Guard where it can just tank 2 hits for free. 07 Mega Shedinja. Shout out though. Multi-headed, doing multiple hits to get around Mega Shedinja's cheating death ability. Hilarious. That Wormadam is very tanky. Shout out to Wormadam as well. Coco, I remember you talking about designing potential Mega Wormadoms. So it's cool that we're seeing this on screen here. Or it's cool to see a trainer using it. We're just gonna keep fighting the other stuff. Micro, I'd love to hear about your Crow Warframe rework. Or the rework of the intro for that Crow Warframe. I understand not wanting to use the corpus to introduce 2 of the Warframes. I don't think I would go so far as to call it a problem, but I understand not wanting to overlap that. This Wormadom is just not threatening. Okay, maybe it's threatening now. Now that I've allowed it to hit me several times, Mawile is actually in danger. Okay, I have no... Oh, ouch. Okay, that's fine. Mawile, you did good. I have no Tailwind anymore, so I'm going to use Take Flight to deal a lot of damage to Ninjask. Ninjask is going to get a speed boost here. But that'll probably be okay? Ooh, Sentience, yeah. Ooh, interesting characterization for Crovexus, for your Crow Warframe there, Micro. Bringing Velozil back in will let me fake out the Ninjask to take it out, despite it being very fast. And now Hitmonlee takes out the Wormadom with the quad effective Blaze Kick. Oh. Crovexus and Stravok. Are those Warframes of yours related? I'd love to hear about it if they are. Meow. So that is it for the abandoned ship. We got what we wanted to. We got we got Mega Shedinja. And we got Spiritomb. Which means I can change our stream title from Exploring the Abandoned Ship to Battling on Route 108. As we continue eastward from here, there are several more battles to do. So let's start working on those. Feraligatr. Okay, no. Let's fake out the Feraligatr, and with multi-headed, this should comfortably take out the Seadra. Oh, interesting. That's curious, Micro. So it sounds like you're talking about the warframes themselves, not their operators. Are these the warframes acting independently? Because the way you've been talking about these, like the wording you've been using has said the warframe does this, the warframe knows that, the warframe doesn't know this. Is that accurate? Oh. Coco, no. You, in fact, have not mentioned whatever next horrible decision Pokemon Unite has made. I remember talking with you about the coin change and the Unite license change. I should get rid of Lickitung. I should replace that again. But I'm not familiar with what fresh horror comes next. They don't have operators. Very interesting. That's cool for your lore. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for answering my question. I think over the course of the week, between this stream and next Wednesday, I'm going to mess around with my mic settings. Mess around with my audio. I don't dislike how my microphone and my audio sounds, but I bump into it a lot. I peak my microphone sometimes. I want to work on my breathing, where the microphone is in reference to my face, for example. I want to work on all that. Oh, okay. That's a curious choice. That is a particularly curious choice. So the next 6 Pokemon getting added to Pokemon Unite are the legendary birds and the Gen 2 starters. So, on the surface, that sounds kinda neat to me. But, coupled with the Unite license change and the fact that Zapdos is already an objective in one of the maps, that comes off... and Articuno? I was unfamiliar with Articuno. Thanks for clarifying that for me. That comes off as a little weird. Articuno is on a map during Christmas season. That's flavorful. It's neat, I suppose. So why... Tell me more about how that's a horrible decision. Or how it may be another horrible decision. Because right now, I might just be ignorant. I might not know more about what's going on right now. That comes off to me as strange. Perhaps not a horrible decision. But if it is a horrible decision, I'm glad to hear about it. Like, I'm glad to hear other people's perspectives and experiences. So this seems to have been a very poor turn for us at the start of this battle. I do like that Hawlucha got cursed. That's funny. Ooh, you need some feedback. I'm glad to give feedback if you ask for it. It sounds like you just did. I just want to clarify. I want to be sure. If you share your idea and ask for feedback, I'm glad to give feedback. If you would rather just share the idea and not have feedback and just let me read it and know it exists, then very well. I'm glad to do that too. Oh. Oh, I see. Yes. That is... I will agree entirely. That is a horrible decision. I do recall us complaining about how in Pokemon Unite, Megas will only have one move path, aside from the... or unlike most Pokemon having 2 choices per move slot. And having these ones that aren't even Mega Pokemon... only having one move path? That... I don't like that at all. And that's even worse. I gotta admit, my... you have to choose your move path before the start of the battle. So you can't adapt your moves mid-battle to suit your opponents. That feels so bad to hear. That is rough. I disagree very strongly with that design decision. Ooh, Micro, yes, I am familiar. I am familiar with that kind of storytelling game. Is that what you're asking for feedback on? Having options at the end of each episode? That sounds like a choose your own adventure. A kind of animated series. Yeah, okay. Give me a bit to think. That certainly sounds... It sounds reminiscent to me of choose your own adventure experiences, where it'll have a passage or a scene. Maybe you're reading, maybe it's a show, what have you. Maybe it's animated, maybe not, whatever. But you'll have a passage or a scene and then some choices at the end for where you imagine the story going. And then it'll branch. Which I find very cool. I like things like that. It sounds like a whole lot of work, especially to make something animated for it. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because it could be worthwhile work. It could be work that is very, very creative and satisfying and very valuable to do. It also sounds unique in the context of Warframe introduction trailers. Not only has Warframe not only has the developers, Digital Extremes, not introduced a Warframe in that fashion, the closest they've gotten to a choose-your-own-adventure kind of thing has been just prior to the Old Peace update, when they did that that Twitch stream where they encouraged people to go through this Old Peace website, clicking various options that'll not branch. It's more like a personality quiz when I think about it. But I don't think that counts as choose your own adventure. I'm saying that that's the closest they've gotten. So my feedback is this. It sounds like a ton of work. And it sounds very unique for both Warframe and in the context of introducing new Warframes via an animated series. Sure, I'd love an example of where that would be, of what that would look like in a regular episode. This battle was rough. And I still have to... I keep forgetting to replace this Lickitung. Nope, I don't need the Dex Nav. What did I have in here prior to the Lickitung? I had a Garchomp. I had Mega Garchomp. Where did I put it? It is right here. And we go... And we go on. We keep swimming. Coco, how do you feel about having to pick your move path before the start of the battle? Do you at least get to mix and match? No idea? Okay. Gotcha. I will stand by on that regard. Oh, very cool. Strength is rock type here, so that easily takes out Velozil. And I used Fake Out on the Beartic because I vaguely recall it being part fairy in Elite Redux. What do I want to do here? I want to bring out Hitmonlee. And I figured it would use a fairy-type move on Mawile. Was I correct? No, it's part fighting. Why was I thinking it was made part fairy? Maybe that was another hack somewhere? Am I fast enough to do what I want to do? Yes, I am. Oh. And we keep going. We are on Route 109 now. I suppose because I'm doing the actual route that I'm on in the stream title, I should change that now. Route 109. The classic Beautifly Dustox, the Beautifly and Dustox combo. It's just these two. Beautifly, of course, having freaking dazzling. Okay, but I can take out Beautifly. Yeah. I'll use Take Flight anyway. Awesome. Oh. And a crit to boot. Dustox was with Black Sludge is kind of funny to me. I mean, it makes sense. It's part poison, but hey, I don't know why that stood out to me. Shadowfangs first. Getting the 3 hits. And then a rock type Mega Kick for enormous damage. Only 400. I say enormous. Maybe I was expecting too much out of that. I want to say that I'll be able to finish all of the battles on Route 10, all the ocean battles on Route 109. There's one. Is it just that one? Before we get back to Slateport? Nope, there's this one. Okay. If I go very quickly, I might fit both of these battles in before our usual hour comes up. This is just a Crawdaunt and a Palisand. Fake out the Crawdaunt. Crunch the Palisand. Which, with a high roll and multi-headed, might kill. Will definitely kill. Excellent. Razor Wind, Leech Life. Micro, you asked if you could give an example of what you're talking about in a regular episode of this animated series. I would... Ah, there you are. There it is. Excellent. I was becoming worried that we might not be able to talk about this more in this stream before I had to go. Oh, they're a team. How cool. Mm-hmm. Is the choose your own adventure choice, for example, what mod they use in that context? Yeah. I think I've arrived at my conclusion that that sounds like a really cool, really creative way to introduce new warframes. I think I see the vision. I think I see the goal and the plan. And it sounds like a lot of work. Now, just because it's a lot of work doesn't mean it's not worth doing. It sounds very creative and potentially worthwhile. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying as well with that. That sounds... Overall, as far as the artistry of it, the creation of this project is concerned, it sounds like a trade-off of the vision of having viewer input and the extra work that that brings. And we did indeed manage to finish all the battles on Route 108 and 109 prior to our hour, in fact pretty comfortably prior to our hour, and we did all of the abandoned ship today. Knocking out these goals. Oh, thanks for the soft sand. What am I going to do next time? Since I have a few minutes before I need to leave, what am I going to do next time? Ooh, so you've been... I remember you bringing up your Mega Whiskash idea. That's ringing a bell for me. I am sorry that you've been having to wait so long to see whether it's accepted or not. I hope very much that it is. I'd love to see that Mega Whiskash implemented. There's a problem? Oh no. What is the problem? So we have, while I'm on this, while I'm here thinking about what I want to do next, we have knocked out all of these optional Mega Evolutions, except Mega Gyarados Y and Mega Dragonite. And that's because both of these are in this southern stretch of the ocean. Sky Pillar down here somewhere, Mega Gyarados Y down here somewhere. And I think we can go down there now. I think we can surf all the way down there, as is. At the same time, though, I think I want to go to Sutopolis first. I want to go to Sutopolis. No, because it's not Sutopolis next, it's Team Aqua. It's the showdown with Team Aqua next. Then Sutopolis. Then Rayquaza? Then Rayquaza happens. Yeah, tell you what. I'm gonna do... Here's my plan. I'm gonna do... Team Aqua. The Team Aqua showdown. Sutopolis, get the 8th badge, and then once I have the 8th badge, I'll do all the battles on this southern stretch of ocean, all the way through Pacifidlog, get Mega Dragonite. Getting to Sutopolis first means you get to directly fly there after Kyogre. Okay, cool. Very well, that's fine with me. I can retrace my steps. The ocean big, right? I can just go back here after and do the battles. It's fine. I'll get the 8th badge, Mega Dragonite, Mega Gyarados. Unlock the Reggies. over here, because that's where we unlock that puzzle. Get the 3 Reggie golems. And then I think it's Victory Road. I think. That's looking several weeks in the future, though. Next time, Team Aqua. So the problem is you really kinda want to do the Telltale-like stuff. I get that. It's a big goal. It sounds like a passionate project for you. And I appreciate that. I love the passion. That is, in my opinion, you asked for feedback, but this isn't necessarily feedback on the idea you described. Read the previous message. 4 sessions? What do you mean by 4 sessions? As in 4 episodes? Seasons. 4 seasons of this animated series? Okay, folks. Yeah, wow. That is an astronomical amount of effort. Not insurmountable, and potentially worthwhile. Especially because this seems like a passion project for you. You seem very passionate about this work, about this animated series that you'd like to make happen. And in my opinion, the passion for the creation, the drive to do something creative, is the most important part. Viewers, readers, what have you, whoever is engaging or consuming the creative thing can tell when it is made with passion. When the artist loves what they've made. Or at least was excited to make it. That is, to me, the most important part of the creation. The doing of the thing. So if you are passionate about it, if you feel strongly, if you want that badly to make this creative vision happen, freaking go for it. Absolutely. I love that for you. I love that passion. I love that vision. And I believe in you. I would caution you not to move your goalposts. I would caution you against thinking like that. Because that's very tempting to do. It's very tempting and very common. I hope that came off as positive as it sounded in my head before I said it. That's what I'm talking about, Micro. That's the spirit that I mean. Absolutely. Absolutely. Burnout is rough. It'll strike sometimes, even when we're trying to avoid it. But with the passion for the art, for the creation and the creativity, with that as our fuel, we will always be able to get past the burnout. Perhaps I shouldn't say always. I don't know people's individual experiences. Maybe that's too philosophical for me to say. It's like something, you can always beat burnout. I don't know. Maybe it's not my place to say that. My point is, I believe in you. Right as I'm ending stream, too. A possible ban evader. Rip. Get out of here. We got another one. It's so bizarre that I see those almost every stream. Okay, we're at an hour and 5 minutes. Thanks y'all so much for joining me for stream today. Coco, thank you very much for speaking up in chat about Pokemon Unite and Pokemon Elite Redux, and updating me on where Unite is going. That is tragic, very unfortunate, and at this point, watching the dumpster fire, I must admit, is kind of funny. Micro, thank you very much for sharing more about your vision for this animated series and these 4 custom warframes of yours. I love hearing about that. You seem very passionate. If you're watching a VOD right now, thank you very much for clicking on me and for sticking around for the full duration. My next planned stream will be next Wednesday, March 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, after I get home from work. Thanks y'all so much, and see y'all in the next one.